The Original Adventures of Sodor, Episode 1, Marklin and the Trucks. Marklin is one of the oldest working engines on Sodor. He had been working on Sodor since the early days of the North Western Railway. He used to take goods trains, but once Thomas got his branch line, he became the pilot of Knapford Station. And then once Percy took over and Duck, he became the pilot of Vickerstown. The engines were always excited to see Marklin do his work. They were very impressed by it, and they wished they could shunt just as good as him. "Thanks, Marklin," said James. "You're welcome, James," says Marklin, and James steamed out of Knapford. "You know, Marklin, your shunting is very impressive," said Gordon. "Yeah, it's amazing," said Henry. "Yes, it's very good, Marklin," said Edward. "I'll say," said Emily. "Well, thank you," said Marklin. "It's probably just as good as that tree over there." "Oh, really? That tree looks pretty good to me, Gordon." The engines laughed and laughed, but Gordon was not impressed. "Oh, I'll just shunt my own express then," he said, and he hurried to Knapford Yard. "You really put him in his place, Marklin." "Thank you, Edward." One day, Marklin was setting up trains as usual. When he finished setting up one of his trains, he was about to go and set up another one when Sir Topham Hatt came. "Oh, hello, sir," said Marklin. "Hello, Marklin," said Sir Topham. "So Rosie is not able to make it to her train." "Oh, why's that, sir?" "Well, she's got boiler ache, so you need to take it for her." "Oh, but I haven't pulled a train since the 20s, sir. I don't think I'll be able to do it." "Don't worry, Marklin. You used to be one of the best train pullers on the railway. I'm sure you can do it." If you say so, sir," said Marklin, and Sir Topham went back to his office. Marklin waited for the train to be set, for the loads to be put in, and then, when the guard's whistle blew, he steamed off across the line. "Well, time to take this train to Ellsworth then," said Marklin. He went as fast as he could. He did not want to have a crash by the trucks. He knew back in his heyday he was one of the fastest train pullers on the line. It wasn't long before he came up to the tracks by Gordon's Hill. "Well, time to go up this hill after years and years," said Marklin. "Well, almost 100 years, actually." Marklin hurried up the hill with no issue. However, it was when he got to the top and braked. "Right, I want no games," said Marklin. "You want games?" said the trucks. No. The trucks pushed Marklin down the hill. He now was unable to brake. He tried to brake, but his brakes only broke. He hurried down the line. Help me! I haven't pulled a train in years. Help!" said Marklin. He was needing to get back here to a runaway, but he couldn't do that while he was in danger. Help me, Neil!" "What?" said Neil. Help, shouted Marklin. "I can't stop. Help me. No, not the chocolate factory. No, anything but the chocolate factory." And Marklin raced through. Oh. Ow, said Marklin. He had been going down the hill at an incredible speed, but he had crashed through the chocolate factory. From the chocolate factory, Mr. Jolly was looking out from the gap, shaking his fist at Marklin. "Ow," said Marklin. Just then Neil puffed up to Marklin. "Are you alright, Marklin?" said Neil. Yes, Neil. Do you mind getting the crane?" "With pleasure," said Neil. And Neil hurried to get the crane. It would take up to a year for Marklin's repairs to be completed, and it would be by 2021 he would return from the works. But Marklin did not mind. He, after his repairs, went to go and learn with Edward how to handle trains again, and it wasn't too long before his knack for pulling trains returned to him. He still works on the North Western today, and is still one of the most impressive train pullers and shunters there is on the railway. The Original Adventures of Sodor, Episode 2. Toby Takes a Swim. There's an old bridge on Toby's line. It's very old, and it's not the strongest out of all the bridges on Sodor. There's a piece of wood under it to keep it safe in case the bridge does collapse. Toby does not like crossing the bridge. He always gets nervous it will crash and break away with him on it, but it never does. One day he was steaming down the line to go and fetch Henrietta. He had to cross the old bridge, and he was very nervous. When he steamed onto the bridge, he broke down. His father and fireman went to go and get for help. However, there was trouble. The bridge started to break away. "Oh, I hope the wood under the bridge keeps me safe," said Toby. But then the bridge collapsed. It hit the wood, and the wood broke away. Toby was drifted away on the bridge. He was scared. It had never actually happened on this bridge. There was no engine to save him this time. He was glad there was no waterfall, but he was still very nervous. "Oh, I hope I don't sink under the water," said Toby. The part of the bridge he was drifting on was starting to gather water. He was very nervous and scared. "Oh, I hope I don't sink." He made it all the way to the harbour on his line. But then there was trouble. He started to sink down into the water as the water started to calm down. "Help me! Help! Help!" said Toby. Just then Toby sank under the water. He was very nervous. "Help me! Help! I don't know where I am," said Toby. He was scared. He thought he would never be found again. Just then James was on his way back to Sidmouth Sheds. He was taking Toby's line as a shortcut. However, he then thought he heard a voice. It was Toby. "Toby, what are you doing under the water?" he said. "I know what I have to do," he said. He went back down the line to Knapford. He grabbed one of the cranes and brought Toby back up to the surface. "Oh, thank you, James," said Toby. "You're welcome, but try not to go drifting on it next time," said James. "Oh, I'll try not to," said Toby. Then, once they reached the end of the harbour, James uncoupled and Percy came chuffing back down the line. "Hello, what did I miss?" said Percy. "Oh, I think Toby had broke down on the beach, and he got drifted away and then went into water." "Oh dear, Toby, are you alright?" "Yes, I'm fine, Percy." "Anyways, I must be off now." said James. And James steamed away back to Tidmouth Sheds. Well then, let's get you to the works, shall we, Toby? Said Percy. Oh, that would be nice, said Toby. Just then, Percy went to go and collect Toby and take him to the works. The engines, all the rest of the engines views James the same way, but Percy and Toby knew that he was a hero. The Original Adventures of Sodor, Episode 3, Speed and Agility. Spencer had returned to Sodor. He was hurrying down the line. He was excited to show off and tell all his stories that he had gathered since his last visit to Sodor. He was very excited. Just then, Spencer arrived at Knapford and parked right outside the station. Toby, Gordon, Thomas, Percy, Edward and Henry were there. They were not very pleased to see Spencer. Well, come on, crack a smile, said Spencer. I don't think so, cousin. You're here to show off, we know that. Oh, but I don't show off all the time. Yes, but you will win soon. Well, at least I'm not as slow as Toby here. Hey, when did I get brought into this conversation? Now, Toby, I bet I can beat you in any race. Yes, well, I bet I could beat you pulling Gordon's Express. Oh, shall we see? I'll challenge you to a race, Toby. Tomorrow morning on my return trip, I challenge you to a race. Knapford to Vicarstown. May the best steam engine win. Now, if you mind, Toby, moving out of the way, I have to park and let the Duke and Duchess have their meeting with Sir Topham. Oh, all right, said Toby. That night, Toby went to Tidmouth Sheds. He knew Gordon would be there, and he quietly spoke to him as the rest of the engines were asleep. Oh, hello, Toby. What are you doing here? Gordon, I'm not going to be able to win against Spencer, but he'll be in great shock if he loses. So, I'm asking if you could help me. Why would I help you, Toby? Well, you know how annoying Spencer is. Wouldn't it be nice to get him back for once? You do bring up a good point, Toby. What's your plan? You know I mentioned the Express? Yes. Well, I want you to be disguised as one or two of the coaches. That way you can give me a boost. That's a good plan, Toby, but won't he hear my puffing? Don't worry, I'll make sure to steam along the line so, he thinks it's me instead. Alright, but won't he be suspicious of the steam coming out of the coaches? You know Spencer, he's not that intelligent to notice. Oh, I suppose you're right. When should we get set up? Well, 6 in the morning. Right, be at Knapford by 6, Toby. Now get some rest. This will be a long day ahead of us. Right, Gordon. In the morning, Toby got Gordon set up disguised as one of the coaches. Then Toby coupled up to a brake coach and a real coach. Gordon was in the middle of the coaches. Then Toby pulled up to the platform and waited for Spencer. Well, you took your time, said Toby. Well, my firebox was a bit sleepy.
It's not alive, Spencer.
I know, but still. Oh, be quiet, Spencer, said Edward. Anyway, you both shall be racing from here all the way up to Vicarstown, with no stops. If you have to, stop for coal and water, but do not take too long. It could cost you the race. Is that clear, racers?
Yes, Edward.
Yes, Edward. Right, on your marks, get set, go! It wasn't too long until the three engines were out on the main line. They were whooshing very quickly. Toby had never gone this fast before.
Right, you're doing great, Gordon, but you need to put in more effort.
I know, but I can't go any faster. And Spencer is an A4. He's designed to be faster.
Right. I'm going to have to think of a plan.
The two engines were quickly passing stations. Toby knew that at the speeds they were going, he did not have a lot of time to think up of a plan.
I can't think of a plan, Gordon.
Oh, wait. I know Mike hasn't.
So?
What if you get him to tell one of his stories? You know he's been wanting to get. You know he's been gathering stories and he always wants to get them off his buffers, but he didn't get a chance to.
You're right. You know how much Spencer likes to tell his stories. Right, you need to pull up right beside Spencer quickly, Gordon.
Right. Oh, hello, Toby. Are you ready to lose?
Well, I was wondering if you could tell me one of your stories, Spencer.
Oh, one of my stories. Well, that is actually quite interesting. I remember one of my trips, I was steaming down the line with Mallard, and he was telling me one of his stories. The story on how he became the fastest engine in the world.
Oh, tell me.
Well, it all started when... I forgot what the story was. Hang on, you're gonna have to give me a minute to remember.
Right, it worked, Gordon. We just have to hope it doesn't... We just gotta hope we have time. Because that's what we need right now. We need more time.
Yes, but we're not gonna get time. I'll push you as fast as I can to Vicarstown. And then... Wait a second. What are you doing, Toby? You did stole me back, didn't you?
No, I did not. I did not.
Wait. I got to hurry to Vicarstown. You did this near Vicarstown, didn't you, Toby? You did this on purpose.
No.
You will pay for making me almost lose this race, Toby. Besides, how are you this fast? I underestimated you.
No. Gordon, you gotta hurry up. He's catching up.
I can see that, Toby. I'm going as fast as I can. You will not win this, Toby. You never win a race, and you never will.
Well, I won the Great Tram Race back in my heyday.
Oh, really? Tell me about it.
Well, wait. You're trying my own trick against you.
Well, technically it's my trick.
Don't tell him.
Oh, right. Oh, growled Spencer.
You will not win this, Toby.
Yes, well,
Vicarstown is in sight.
What?
No! Well, thank you, Gordon. Let's real sure it's good old Spencer in his place.
How did you win, Toby?
Well, it took a lot of effort and training over the night.
But that's not mathematically possible.
I know. Better luck next time, Spencer.
Anyway, now I must be on my way to the mainland. I'll chat with you next time, Toby. Maybe we can have a rematch. Oh, and tell Gordon that I said hello and goodbye today.
Yes, Spencer. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Toby.
Ah, there he goes, back to the mainland. This will definitely not be a story you'll be telling.
I know, and can I talk now?
No, Miss Gordon.
Thank you, because this disguise is not very fitting for me. Oh, I think it's better if we don't tell Spencer about what we did today.
Yes, I think it's better to allow him to learn his lesson.
Oh well, I'll be heading back to Titmuth's sheds. I need a rest.
I think I feel the same way about it too, Gordon. And thank you for helping.
Oh well, I wouldn't have helped if it wasn't to get payback on my cousin. I know how annoying it can get.
We all do. Anyway, goodbye, Gordon.
Goodbye, see you later.
Goodbye, Gordon.
The Original Adventures of Sodor, Episode 4. Mike shows off. Bert had been struggling to do his work. It was quite heavy, and he was struggling to keep up with it. He was late, and you kept on struggling to take turns. This meant he had to go even faster. But just then, Bert derailed. Oh dear, said Bert. I'm in for it now from Mike. Well, look who it is. The engine that crashed today trying to speed. Oh, shut up, Mike. Well, Bert, maybe if you did not, maybe if you were a bit more careful, maybe you could do better. Yes, well, I at least was able to pull more weight than you were, Mike, today. Mike would steam up beside Bert. You've got to be joking. I could pull more than you ever could. Don't get into it, said Jock. Don't worry, said Bert. I know what I'm doing. You better, said Rex. How about you take more coaches than normal tomorrow, eh? And then if you are able to do that, then that proves you are better than me at work. You've got a deal there, Bert. Let's get some sleep, shall we? I need to show this off to you. The two went to sleep. Mike tried to leave the yard with 6 coaches. He struggled to, however. The coach limit was 3. He had to uncouple from a coach. Once Mike had done that, he left the yard and started to drive through the countryside with 5 coaches. Seems Mr. Duncan only needs good users for 5 coaches instead of the normal 3. Laughed Mike. He was enjoying his ride down the countryside with his extra passengers. However, the weight of the coaches was a tough struggle for Mike. "Oh, I don't like this," said Mike. He went under the bridge, and then, BAM! He crashed onto the ground. "Ow," said Mike. Unluckily, some of the coaches had been derailed. No one had been hurt, however. "Oh dear, maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all," said Mike. "You think," said his driver. "Alright, it was a bad idea after all," said Mike. Just then, Bert came steaming down the line. He had just left the yard, and he was pulling a goods train. He stopped and saw Mike. "Oh, Mike, my buddy, what's happened?" Look, I was trying to take this turn, but the weight of the coaches knocked me off." Oh, so it seems I was right after all. I'm the better engine." "What, no?" "Yes, it is. Now apologise." "Alright, I'm sorry." "Alright, now I'll get you back on the rails." That night, all the engines were there. Frank, Jock, were also there. You know, that was pretty silly of me, Mike, but yes, it was, Mike. But at least he proved something. And what was that? That I am the better engine, and that was the intention after all. "You got that right," said Mike. "Well, I'm at least glad you learned your lesson, Mike. Hopefully you won't do anything like this again." "I don't think that will happen." "Yes, I didn't think that." "Well, at least you won't be doing anything silly for a while," said Jock. "And perhaps I can take my time setting up your coaches as punishment," said Frank. "Oh," grumbled Mike. "Oh, you seem to got yourself into a pickle here, Mike," said Bert. "Oh, can we just get some sleep, please, Bert?" "Alright. Good night, everyone," said Bert. "Good night," said the rest of the engines, and they all went to sleep. And Mike knew that he was staffed to try and show off. The Original Adventures of Sodor, Episode 5, Henry Runs Cold. Henry was taking his passenger train down the line. He was rushing and was enjoying the wind and was going as fast as he could. His wheels were whirring happily, and he had a big grin on his face. He was soon about to arrive at Crosby. "Oh, here we go," said Henry, and he put on his brakes and arrived smoothly at the platform. The passengers got off, but Henry soon started to go cold. "Oh, what's happening, driver?" said Henry. It seems your fire's starting to go out, Henry. It's a very windy day today." "Oh, this will not be good." "Did we bring the tarpaul?" said Henry. "No, we should really bring that more. Usually only bring it when it's rain." "Oh," said Henry. The wind was flying into his firebox and was cooling down his boiler. He was not enjoying it. He struggled to make steam. However, he carried on with his train. By the time Henry made it to Ellsworth, you could have mistaken him for being a tram engine that was an express engine that would have been punished. "Ooh, my firebox is far too cold," said Henry. I know mine is too, says Neil. Oh, but you don't have to work, Neil. Well, I do, Henry, but at least I don't have. At least my firebox is able to warm itself up, and my driving fireman have gone for a tar pole. Ooh, my driving fireman forgot mine, said Henry. Oh dear, said Neil. Well, at least we could have another engine pull the train. Maybe, said Henry. Just then, a big green engine with the number 4472 pulled into Ellsworth. Is my train ready yet, Neil? Said the engine. Not yet, Flying Scotsman. My firebox has gone cold. It's you know how it is, strong winds. Yes, I know. Luckily I have my tarpole. Flying Scotsman, coughed Henry. Yes, Henry. Do you mind taking my express train? It's I'm moving as slow as a tram engine and it needs to get to Barrow. Oh, I don't mind, Henry. Do you have enough steam to pull up onto that siding over behind the station? I think so. Alright then. Then you can puff onto that and I'll take your train for you. Oh, thank you, Scotsman. So Henry coughed into the siding, but gave a nice little grin to the Flying Scotsman. Neil smiled as the Flying Scotsman pulled onto the other line and backed down onto Henry's train. Right then, is everyone aboard? Said the Flying Scotsman. Everyone cheered for the Flying Scotsman. The Flying Scotsman winked to the guard as if to tell him that he should blow the whistle. He did, and the Flying Scotsman thundered out of Wellsworth as everyone cheered him on. The Flying Scotsman thundered down the line at a tremendous speed. He was getting there faster than Henry did from Crosby to Wellsworth. He was enjoying the trip, and everyone was very pleased, but also amazed they were being pulled by the Flying Scotsman. He rushed into the sky. Soon he arrived at the Biggerstown rolling bridge. He came to a grumpy stop. Come on, I have a train to take, said the Flying Scotsman. A boat passed by the drawing bridge, and then the bridge lowered. The Flying Scotsman hurried as fast as he could across it before the next boat arrived. As the Flying Scotsman hurried down the line, the wind was now pushing the tarpaulin to push in front of him. It soon flew off Flying Scotsman's cap and flew off into the distance. The Flying Scotsman's firebox was now starting to go out. By the time Flying Scotsman reached Barrow, his firebox was almost out. Ooh, he said, this is not good. The passengers got out the coaches and went on to their next train. Soon the nearest diesel shunter came to collect the coaches. It was Diesel, and he took the coaches up to another platform, ready for a return journey. The Flying Scotsman started to wonder who would take the train, but just then he heard a whistle, and a big green Black 5 hurried into Barrow. He had a tarpaulin over his cab, and we pulled up alongside the Flying Scotsman. It was Henry. "What are you doing here, Henry?" said the Flying Scotsman. "Well," said Henry, "Neil's driving fireman returned, and they gave me a tarpaulin. We had heard news that the mainland was getting very windy, so I figured your tarpaulin might have flown off." Well, it did," said the Flying Scotsman, and I am not feeling that well." "Ah, well," said Henry, "at least I'm here to do the return journey." "You are?" said the Flying Scotsman. "Yes. Anyway, have a good day, Flying Scotsman." "You too, Henry." Henry went onto a turntable to turn round and back down onto the express train. The guard's whistle blew, and he hurried out and was doing his return journey to Knapford. When Henry returned to Knapford, the wind had died down, and the sun was starting to set. The passengers exited the coaches, and Sir Topham Hatt came out to greet Henry. "Hello, Henry," said Sir Topham. "Hello, sir," said Henry. "You have done a very good job today, Henry, in these winds." "Thank you, sir, but I couldn't have done it without the Flying Scotsman. He did the trip from Wellsworth to Barrow." "Well, I'll be talking to his owner," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Anyway, good job, Henry. I think you deserve a good long rest after today, especially after rushing all the way over to Barrow and back." "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir," said Henry. And Henry beamed from buffer to buffer. As the sun set, his grin only grew wider. A bad day for Murdoch. The Original Adventures of Sodor, Episode 6. Murdoch, Harvey and Salty were in the Brenton Docks shed, and they were awaiting Sir Topham Hatt. He soon arrived to tell them their jobs. "Harvey, you will be helping out around the dockside, as Cranky has a lot of unloading to do, so you will need to help him move it to different parts of the dock," said Sir Topham. "Yes, sir," said Harvey. "Salty?"
"Ah, yes, sir,"
said Salty. "Your usual jobs as always?"
"Ah, thank you, sir,"
said Salty. "And Murdoch?" "Yes, sir," quietly said Murdoch. "You are to take a passenger train to the countryside. Then you are to return back once the passengers, and then you are to return back later today after pulling some goods trains, and bring the passengers over to Vicarstown. Is that clear?" said Sir Topham. "Yes, sir," said Murdoch. And Murdoch set off for the yard. Soon Murdoch arrived at the yard, and he saw Diesel, who had just returned from the mainland. And Murdoch asked him where his train was. "Diesel, where's my train?" he asked. "It's right next to me," said Diesel. "Alright, thank you, Diesel," said Murdoch. Murdoch puffed down the line and reversed down onto the goods train. However, he was supposed to take the passenger train. He misheard Sir Topham Hatt. However, he didn't stop in time and accidentally bumped the trucks. "Oh!" said Murdoch. Laughed Diesel. "Keep quiet," whispered Murdoch. But Diesel realised Murdoch had taken the wrong train. He had been told Murdoch was supposed to take the passenger train. "Murdoch," said Diesel. "I don't want to hear it. Now quiet," said Murdoch, and he steamed off with the goods. "Murdoch, you're putting the wrong train, Murdoch," screamed out Diesel. He did not want to go back to the mainland. "No, I am not," whispered Murdoch. But Diesel didn't hear Murdoch, he was talking so quietly. "Come back, Murdoch," screamed out Diesel. However, the front truck was very rusty. The front coupling was had more damage done to it with rust. The coupling was not as secure as it used to be, and even the smooth ride Murdoch gave wasn't enough to keep the coupling secure. Just then, the top of Matt walked up to Diesel. Diesel, why hasn't Murdoch taken the passenger train?
Sir, I tried to tell him to take the passenger train, but he took the goods train instead. I tried to stop him, sir,
said Diesel. Right then, you're gonna have to take it, Diesel.
What? I can't pull coaches like that. They're too heavy for me.
Don't worry, it's only gonna be full. It's not gonna be that full. It's only gonna be full of passengers, and you're not going to have to take it like an express train. It's only a countryside train.
Alright, sir,
said Diesel. So Diesel went over to the passenger train and soon coupled up to it and took it to the nearest station. Meanwhile, Murdoch reached Gordon's Hill. As he started to go up it, the coupling started to break away. However, Murdoch did not feel it as he was trying so hard to pull the train up the hill. Come on, he said, as he slowly tried to pull it up the hill. The trucks, though, the weight of them kept on pulling him back down. As he reached the top, it happened. The coupling could no longer hold, and so the coupling of the train snapped and the trucks ran away down the hill. Luckily, they came to a stop by the nearest station, but Murdoch didn't notice and carried on as if nothing had happened. Murdoch didn't notice that the trucks had snapped because the coupling had been pulled off the truck and was now dangling off its tender coupling. However, he was also enjoying the peace and quiet too much to notice the weight of the trucks had gone missing. Murdoch soon reached where he was meant to stop. A bit strange to stop a goods train at, says Murdoch. But all the same, alright, get unloading, he said. However, he saw no one. Where is everyone? He thought. Just then, Murdoch heard a horn, as he saw his trucks rushing towards him, and the coaches following behind, and a black blob in the middle. It was Diesel.
Well, perhaps it was because you took the wrong train, said Diesel. I had to shunt your trucks all the way over here, and I've put a lot of strain on my engine, shouted Diesel.
Just then, his engine blew.
And there it goes,
said Diesel. So Topper Mac got out the coaches and walked over to Murdoch. Murdoch, why did you not take the passenger train? Sorry, sir, I thought you said goods train, not passenger train. Oh, you misheard me. That was an easy mistake, but you should have listened to Diesel. You can't keep on letting your peace and quiet always getting in your way, Murdoch. Sorry, sir, said Murdoch. But at least the passengers are here now, growled Diesel. Quiet, Diesel. I think you'll have to take both, Diesel, the passengers and the goods train, Murdoch said to Topham. But I can't do that, sir. That's far too much work. Well, you're going to have to, because you're the only engine that we have available at the moment, said Sir Topham. Oh, alright, sir, said Murdoch. So the passengers got out and had a lovely time. By the time of 3 p.m, it was time for them to go back home. The passengers boarded the coaches, and Murdoch backed down onto the very long train. Do you think you can manage it? Shouted Sir Topham to Murdoch. I think so, quietly said Murdoch. What? Said Sir Topham. I said I think so, shouted Murdoch. Good, said Sir Topham. When Sir Topham gave the order, Murdoch wheezed out steam and started to pull the very long train and Diesel. Soon Murdoch arrived at Vickerstown. He pulled Diesel up to the platform and the passengers got off. When Topham got off the passenger train, he congratulated Diesel on helping take Murdoch's passenger train and giving him his goods train back. And when he went to Murdoch, he congratulated him for taking Diesel, the goods train and the passenger train over to Vickerstown. He congratulated his strength and bravery. Murdoch was very pleased, even though he knew he had had a bad day with all the trouble he had caused. He knew that it all ended up good. The Original Adventures of Sodor, Episode 7, The Two Bumpy Engines. It was early in the morning, and Rebecca and Nia were getting ready to take their trains before they would go to their new homes on Sodor. However, Nia was starting to tease Rebecca. Hey, I'll tell you what, Nia, my branch line train is better than your express. What? No, it's not. My express train is better than your branch line train. I get to go all the way around the main line. What? It's not better. Mine's better. No, mine's better. No, mine's better. No, mine is better. Fine, now I'll just go and get my coaches. And Nia rushed onto the turntable and started to hurry away. Oh no you don't, said Rebecca, and she hurried after Nia. Nia was now running for her life. She thought that Rebecca may do something horrible if she didn't run. So she ran and she ran. They raced through Knapford Station. Help! Help! Shouted Nia. No you don't, said Rebecca. The two were steaming along very closely, but Nia was very worried. My express train's better, said Rebecca. No, it's not. My branch line train's better, said Nia. They were racing down the line. they entered a tunnel that led to Elsbridge. Soon, the light came out from the other end of the tunnel, and soon Elsbridge was in sight. "Help!" said Nia. She was very nervous. Soon they entered Elsbridge. "Help me! Help! Help!" shouted Nia. Rebecca was catching up, but then there was trouble. Duck was ahead on the line. "Oh dear, I've derailed, and no one's going to get help." Just then Duck heard Nia's whistle. "Oh no." "Stop, Nia!" shouted Duck. But Nia didn't stop. She raced and crashed into Duck. "Oh dear," said Duck. Just then Rebecca came up to the crash. "Are you alright, Nia and Duck?" Yes, I am alright," said Duck. "I've just been here all night." "Yes, I'm fine, Rebecca. I'll go and get the breakdown chain," said Rebecca, and she raced back down the line. Rebecca got the crane and took Nia and Duck to the works. And Nia and Rebecca apologised. "Sorry about that, Rebecca. Your train's better." "Oh, it's alright, Nia. I'm sorry too, but your train is better." "No, your train. No, 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 your train. You get to go and see the entire railway. No, your train. You get to go and see parts of the railway I can't go on. No, your train. No, your train." Friends, these twos. We're gonna be here quite a while. The Original Adventures of Sodor, Episode 8. James and Rachel. James was grumpy and complaining. He had been ordered to take goods trains for quite a while now, and he was fed up of it. "Why can't I get passenger trains anymore? I just want to pull passengers. I don't want to pull this silly goods train." "Oh, be quiet, James," Gordon said as he rolled his eyes. Edward followed in his steps. "You know, James, the work would be done much faster if you stopped complaining, and if you stopped complaining, you could get your passenger train back much sooner." "But it's the only thing that I know," said James. "I know, James," said Emily. "Well, at least it could be worse," said Percy. "Like what?" said James. "Like you could be working with waste dump," said Thomas. The engines laughed. "What? No," said James. "It's possible, James," said Thomas. Laughed Emily. "But, oh," said James. Later that day, James went back to Apford Harbour to collect his next train. He was grumbling and grumbling. James moaned and moaned and grumbled as he came into the harbour. "Right then, Duck, where's my train?" he said. "Oh, I'm afraid you're too late for that now, James. Paxton has just come to take it." "What? Then how am I supposed to get off goods duty now?" "Oh, I don't know. I suppose you have to find out yourself. Anyway, there's someone waiting for you." "Don't tell me it's the Topham." "Oh no, it's your new brake van." "What?" "She's waiting for you over there." James looked over to the other side of the harbour. He saw a brake van that looked very similar to Toad's. There were some slight differences, but apart from that, she looked almost identical. "But Oh, that can't be my new brake van, said James. Well, sorry. Anyway, I have to be off now. Got to jump Spoko's train. Goodbye, James, said Duck, and he steamed off. No way. I can't have my own brake van. This is gonna spoil my train, said James. However, James decided to approach the new brake van. Then James approached the new brake van. Hello, said James. Oh, hello, said the brake van. I'm your new brake van. Rachel, who might you be? I'm James, and I do not have time for brake vans like you. Oh, well, what do you mean? Said Rachel. I am on goods duty when I was doing so well with my passenger work. Oh, why were you taken off then? Well, you see, there was a rather terrible crash, and I got the blame for it. Oh, well, hopefully everything turns out better soon. Hopefully we can get your next train ready, said Rachel. No way, I'm going to shunt my own train with my brake van of choice, and it's not gonna be you, said James, and he angrily reached out of the harbour to shunt his own train. Well, he was rude, said Rachel. The next morning, James had to get to the harbour early. He was ordered to take another goods train, and it had to be taken very quickly. At least I don't have to work with Rachel, said James. However, he then heard a voice. Hey, James. Oh no, not her again, said James. Good day, James. Seems to be a good day today, doesn't it? Said Paxton. He was shunting Rachel onto James's train. What are you doing here, Paxton? Well, you see, Doc is a bit busy this morning, so I've been ordered to shunt your train for you, said Paxton. Rachel was coupled up to the train, and Paxton shunted it up to James. Sorry, a bit new to this shunting stuff, said Paxton. Oh, that's fine. Just don't give me that brake van. But you've been assigned it, said Paxton. Oh, fine, said James. And Paxton shunted the train over to James. Oh, you could make it a bit more careful, Paxton. Sorry, like I said, a bit new to this shunting stuff. Anyway, gotta go and shunt Boko's train now. Goodbye, said Paxton. Goodbye, Paxton, said James. So, you've been assigned my brake van. Yes, but we better get a move on, James. And who knows, I may get owned by you someday. As if that would ever happen, said James. The guard's whistle blew, and James set off on his journey. Good luck, James. Oh, hello, Oliver, said James, as he came to a stop at Elsbridge. Oh, hello, James, said Oliver. You don't seem in a good mood as always. Yes, well, I'm even angrier because Sir Topham Hatt has assigned me my own brake van. Oh, what is it? A GW1 with pretty much Toad's sister. Oh. Well, I don't see a problem with that. You don't understand, Oliver. She is going to ruin my reputation, along with also ruin my chances on getting my passenger work back. Oh, I once went through the same thing, James. That's also when I was assigned to, and then we've been best friends ever since then. I don't think that's gonna happen. But look, Toad might know, Rachel. Toad?
Yes, Mr. Oliver.
Do you happen to recognise the brake van James is pulling by any chance?
No, not at first. Oh my, it's Rachel.
Oh my, Toad, I didn't realise you worked here.
It's been years since we last met.
Yeah, well... Anyway, I'm having some trouble with James.
I went through the same thing with Mr. Oliver that you're going through with James, Miss Rachel. Here's a plan to get him to behave. It's exactly what I did to get Oliver to come to like me.
And Toad whispered his plan. Toad told Rachel his plan, and soon Rachel was onto it. By the time Mr. Toad finished exchanging his plan, it was time for Oliver and James to leave. Goodbye, James, said Toad, and he backed back down the line to the Little Western. The plan was put into action when they came up to Gordon's Hill. James raced around the corners, but Rachel knew what to do. James struggled. However, he soon got the train moving. Why is this train so hard? Said James. James soon made it to the top. He put on his brakes when he was ready to go down the hill. However, something was awaiting him. He was just about to go down the hill when he suddenly jolted. What was that? Said James. Well, you see, said Rachel, Toad told me that the way he got Oliver to behave was by braking on the hill. So, he told me to do it to you.
But we might be late now,
said James. Look, how about I stop you from complaining and help you get over your complaints on goods trains? And so you can get back to working with your passenger train. How does that sound, James? said Rachel. Fine, said James.
As long as you don't play any more pranks.
Rachel released her brakes and James wheeshed down the hill. As time passed, Rachel helped James get over his complaints with goods trains. And James helped Rachel feel at home on Sodor. And soon, James was working as well as he did with his passenger trains, and it wasn't long before he started to get back to passenger duties. However, on the day it was official that James would be getting back to his passenger work, Sodor Hat came to see the two of them. He had a surprise for the both of them. Hello, James and Rachel, said Sodor Hat. Oh, hello, they both said. So, you have been doing outstanding work with Rachel recently, James.
Oh, thank you, sir,
said James. So, I haven't just decided to give you back your passenger work, James. I've decided to give you the Craven Gate branch line, and Rachel is now your permanent brake van.
Oh, thank you, sir,
said James.
Thank you, sir,
said Rachel. Now, there is one thing I think you need to say to Rachel, James, said Sodor Hat. He walked away so they could chat privately.
Look, I'm sorry, Rachel,
said James.
I was not going through the best of times when we first met, and I thought you might be ruining my reputation or worsening my chances on getting my back in the passenger train.
Oh, it's alright. I perfectly understand. But you shouldn't have jumped to that conclusion immediately.
Yes, I agree, but what can you expect?
Yes, what can you expect indeed?
So, are we good?
said James. Oh, of course we are, said Rachel. The engines had overheard James's reward. Hooray for James and Rachel! They all shouted, and they started to whistle and wheesh. The two of them beamed from buffer to buffer. James now works on his own line. He is very happy with it. Same with Rachel. And he loves the countryside. And he loves steaming round it. He always feels so happy, strong, powerful, but also relaxed, that he no longer has to worry about being put on punishment. No, at least not for now. The original Adventures of Sodor, Episode 9, The Grown Castle Gang. Gordon was telling one of his stories from the LNER. The engines were quite enjoying it. He was going on about his days before coming to Sodor. However, not all the engines believed it, and started to make jokes of him. It's real, okay? It is.
No, it's not,
said Thomas.
It is, said Gordon. It sounds crazy, I know, but it's real!
Just then, Sodor Hat came to the sheds. Thomas, I need you to collect some supplies to go to the castle. We're having a very special engine coming today. And the Earl himself has purchased this very special engine. We need to make sure everyone is there for the great reveal of this engine and the great grand welcoming. Yes, sir, said Thomas, and And Thomas hurried out the sheds and rushed over to Knapford Station. He collected some supplies and set off on his journey. Thomas soon arrived at the castle. He was very excited to see who the new engine was. He went around the castle and entered through the back. He then steamed over to a switch of points. And then he put the supplies in a siding and then hurried back to Knapford to collect some more. This went on for around a week with all the engines helping, until finally the grand day came. All the Tismouth crew and Millie, Glyn and Stephen were waiting at the castle gate, at the castle drawbridge, waiting for the engine to arrive. They heard chuffing and puffing, and then the reveal started. The drawbridge began to lower. Then a large green engine that looked like Gordon steamed into the castle. Oh, I say, what a grand castle. Gordon recognised the voice and saw the engine give him a wink. "Scotsman!" shouted Gordon. "That's me, little brother." I am not your little brother. I was built before you. I'm your prototype." "Good to see you all again." "It's not good to see you if you keep on calling me little brother." "Oh, calm it down, Gordon. Besides, I'm just here because..." "What are you doing here, Scotsman? We're waiting for the special engine." "I am the special engine." "What?" "Yes, the Earl brought me to work at Ulster Castle, and, well, let's just say, it's been a place I've been wanting to see on your island for a long time. I'm due to take express runs around the island and bring visitors and passengers from all over the island to the castle, Gordon." Wow," said Gordon. "But doesn't Connor and Caitlin already do that?" said Millie. "Oh yes, but they aren't always here, so I'm a more permanent, I don't know how to put this without saying replacements. I'm more of a permanent replacement for them, if that makes sense. It's not completely correct, but it's the best way I can put it with the way I'm thinking at the moment. Well, I'm just glad to have another historic engine at the castle," said Stephen. "Me too. Now, let the show begin," said the Flying Scotsman. And the show began as all the engines listened to the band. They stayed there all day and enjoyed every second of it. When the engines went home, the engines went into their shed, and they grinned and smiled, and they had a short little chat. "Ooh, I'll sure be happy on this island," said Scotsman. "And I'm glad that you're here, Scotsman.
It's a privilege to have another engine that's historically new.
And I'm also glad to know another historic engine. That's another engine I can add to my collection book on engines I've met. Oh, that's a good one, Millie. Millie. I'm being serious, Green. Oh.
Well, I'm glad that I'm here, and
I think we better get some sleep. I have a very, very, very busy day tomorrow, said Scotsman.
Precisely,
said Stephen.
If only my Rain Hill friends could see this castle now. Anyway, we better all get some sleep. Good night, everyone,
said Stephen. Good night, said everyone, and they all went to sleep. The Adventures of Sodor, Episode 10, Gordon and the Jet Engine. Gordon had been ordered to bring the jet engine to Knapford, where he would be given more orders by Sir Tom and Pat. Thomas noticed the jet engine, and so did Emily. Thomas began to tell Emily about the time he was pushed by the jet engine. And then I passed Gordon. It was an amazing time, said Thomas. Now that sounds extremely exciting and fun, said Emily. It was. Will you two shut up, said Gordon. I'm waiting for my orders and I'll never hear them if you keep on talking. Oh, come on, Gordon, it's just a bit of fun. Fun? Then Sir Topper Matt came. Gordon, you ought to take the jet engine to the docks. It's caused nothing but trouble since it's arrived. First, some have got propelled by it, and now there's been lots of incidents wherever it goes. You ought to take it to the docks. Is that clear? Yes, sir, said Gordon. Good. And Sir Topper Matt walked away. Gordon began to build up steam and was getting ready to go when Harvey puffed by. His crane arm accidentally hit the breakdown train. Uh-oh, said Gordon. Not good. Then Gordon sped off. Help me, he said. He was racing down the line with the jet engine pushing him. Why did you do this, Harvey? He said. Help me. Gordon's wheels were whirring faster than they ever had before. Gordon was frightened. Help me, he said. He soon came up to the narrow gauge railway. Gordon, said Rheneas. Help me, Rheneas. But Rheneas couldn't. I'm going too fast. I never want to race a jet engine again, he said. Gordon was frightened. He had never ridden a jet engine before. Help me. I don't see how Thomas enjoys this. He then came up to Wellsworth, where Edward was. Gordon, what are you doing? I can't stop. Help me, said Gordon. He was whirring his wheels like never before. I can't stop. Help, help, he said. Oh, I wish I never did this. Gordon's wheels whirred and hurried. He soon quickly crossed the viaduct. Help me, please, anyone. He soon came up to another station. Maybe Molly could help me, he said. Help me, Molly, help. Gordon, said Molly. She was in a state of shock. Help me, I don't want to go anymore, he said. He switched onto Molly's line and was rushing down the line. Help me, please, I don't enjoy this, he said. Gordon was now coming up to Kelsthorpe. Oh, let's make it stop, he said. Luckily, the jet engine was slowing down. Hopefully I'll stop now, he said. I don't want to go on any longer. Then, the jet engine started to run out of fuel. Phew, said Gordon. He puffed to the docks as smoothly as he could. This was not a race I'd do again, he said. He was worn out. he had not pulled something that made him go that fast. However, the docks weren't too far away, and Gordon was happy that the jet engine somewhat helped. "You," he said. He soon arrived where Salty and Cranky was, and Cranky soon unloaded the jet engine onto Bulstrode. That night, when Gordon puffed into Tismuth's sheds, the news of Gordon and the jet engine had already spread all across the island. The engines laughed and made jokes, while Gordon sat in the shed, tired.